Hi, my name is Jabin Williams, and I welcome you to Daily Inspiration. Today, I want to continue from where I stopped yesterday on what I titled A Fresh Start. Fresh Start, Part 2. Fresh Start, Part 2. No matter what you are passing through, no matter the challenges or deal you faced yesterday, you can actually start afresh. You can start a fresh life rather. You can start afresh today. So a fresh start is all about looking out for all the new opportunities available to you and letting go of the past. Letting go of the past, regardless of what you have passed through, you can let it go. John Maxwell said, and I quote, he said, "Your attitude towards failure determines your altitude after failure." Your attitude towards failure determines your altitude after failure. So in other words, your perspective of what the word called failure is what determines your response and reaction to it. And that in turn determines your outcome when you find yourself in such situation. No problem remain permanently in man's life depending on the perspective of such individual. Then what's failure? Failure is only an event, number one. Number two, failure is an experience. Failure is an experience. Then failure, number three, is a springboard for success. Let me pick it from the first one. Failure, it's only an event. Failure, it's only an event. The first time you experience failure, it will look like it's going to end your life, but the truth is that it's not going to end your life. It's just a mere event. First thing you must understand about failure is that it is only an event, while you are a person, and that means you are superior to that failure. An event, it's simply an occurrence. It only comes to pass, not to stay. It comes to pass. It's not going to stay forever. So when you see failure around your life, regard it as a passerby. Failure, disappointment, it's mere a passerby. Don't let it stick to your life. Every event is short-lived. It is not meant to last forever. No matter how long failure has been hanging around your life, you are bound to outlive it. So let the event pass instead of allowing your life to pass with it. If you learn to see failure as an event, you will surely outlive your failure. Friends, you must understand the truth that failure does not have power to stick to your life except you embrace that failure or disappointment. Unfortunately, many people today in this generation celebrate failure to a point where they get into depression, which often leads to a breakdown in health such as hypertension, paralysis, and the likes. So friends, stop recollecting your sad past. Forget about the sad past. No man that gets to the top today that does not have a sad past. What they did was just to forget it. They stopped recollecting it. So for you to actually get a brand new life this year 2023, you have to stop recollecting your sad past and create the future you desire, because it takes more effort and pains to recollect than to create. Thinking backward is harder than thinking forward. Memory is more tasking than imagination. Failure is an occurrence, like I said earlier. It may occur around your life, but the truth is you cannot fail. When the devil says you have come to the end of your life, tell the devil this is just a bend. It only came, it will definitely leave. No problem remain permanently depending on your perspective. Number two, failure, it's an experience. It is an experience. There are two factors to consider when failure or tragedy occur in man's life. Number one, the substance or things that you may have lost, such as money, properties, relationship, and the likes. And number two, the experience. Many people focus on the loss rather than the experience. They consider what they have lost, material things, than the experience they ought to gain from the situation. That is why they lost their heart in the process. When failure occurs, what should occupy your mind most is the lesson to learn from it. That is one of the benefits of failure. If you make the most of the experience, you will soon recover whatsoever substance or substances that you have lost in the course of the tragedy or the course of the challenge. Let us consider a man named Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln happens to be one of the greatest American presidents that ever lived. Now listen to me carefully. This man experienced a lot of failure, disappointment at every level. Yet it did not allow his failure to hinder him. It kept pressing on. This man called Abraham Lincoln failed in politics on several occasions. He suffered business failure. Then he went into politics at the same time. After failing in business, he went into politics and lost the election at 5 different levels. In the process, his business failed twice and his precious wife also died. In the midst of all these challenges, things went from bad to worse. When he was asked what he planned to do next, he said he would still contest for vice president. He did, and it was another failure. Yet he refused to call it failure. Rather, he said, I am gaining experience. Friends, see all the failure in your life as a moment of gaining experience. Then this man moved on. He contested for presidency and won. Became president of America at the age of 60. Of course, I'm not trying to justify failure. Yet it is important for you to understand that it is never final. No matter the extent of the damage that might have been done, you can turn your failure into an opportunity to create something better than what you have lost. So failure is not your finality. Another man called Thomas Edison, the man who invented the electric board, is said to have performed the experiment 999 times before he got it right. And when he was asked, how many times did you fail? Edison replied and said, I didn't fail any time. I only discovered how many ways it could not be done. Can you imagine such response? Hence, friends, failure actually teaches you how to avoid failing in the future, because any man who has failed before detests it and would therefore do anything possible never to fail again. It is those who have failed enough that begin to succeed. For the fact that you have failed yesterday does not mean that you are not going to succeed in 2023. It is an assurance that you are going to succeed depending on your perspective. Number 3, as I'll be running up, is that failure is a springboard for success. The fact that you were disappointed is an indication that you wanted to be appointed. What brought about your disappointment was because you are about to be appointed. So the disappointment steers you up to strive for a reappointment. You may be on the ground today, but there is a bright future set before you. Rise up today from the dust and take it. Take what belongs to you. When one door is shut against you, open another, because God's word says, for every door that is shut against you, there are 7 others around the corner that you can explore the greatest success. So don't stay there. Don't say, I have failed today or I have failed today, I'm not going to continue again. The devil's intention is to destroy man's life. The devil's intention is to pull you down. So do not allow the plan of the devil to come to reality in your life. If you made a mistake, for instance, and it resulted to something wrong in your life, leave it as a mistake. Don't let a wrong step give birth to a wrong life and a wrong future. Mistakes will come, but do not allow that to actually determine what you're going to do next. A mistake is simply something you missed in attempt to take it, and that means you can always make a right take. You miss it, you can actually take the right take. in your next attempt. Come out of the regrets, come out of that shame, come out of that disappointment. If you made a mistake, attempt a retake so that you can make a right take. It is right time for you to come out of the mess. It is time for you to come out of the obscurity, because failure is not your finality. You can come out of those mess because God has created you to become a winner, depending on your perspective. Until I come your way again on this same series, a fresh start, I remain my humble self, Jabin Williams. Thank you for listening, and I say God bless you and Happy New Year. Shalom, shalom.